Because he stiffed us. He stiffed us one good, partner.
Well, here they come again. They heard that things were happening. With mics in front of faces, their lips begin to flapping. They talk about world and local news reports, and even Steph Michaels, cause she's a doggy whore. Cory says,
Man, it's a goddamn joke. Corruption is abundant and the POTUS is a hoax.
Stacy says, man, I'd like to act, but Americans are lazier than most, that's a fact.
so go get a bowl, a spoon, and some cereal, and sit your ass down. It's time for AirWreckRadio.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking, and thank you for choosing AirWreckRadio. We'd like to apologize in advance if there's any inconvenience caused, but we're going down.
That's right. It is time for AirWreckRadio. I'm Cory.
And I'm Stacy.
And this is, in fact, AirWreckRadio. It's the 19th day of August in the year 2013. And we want to welcome all of our Wreckheads to the 15th episode of our fine podcasting. Amazing show planned for you. We're hoping to have Wasted Desire in the studio. Still, apparently not.
It's not looking really good for them.
Yeah, no, it's not looking. Apparently, it's not set in stone quite yet, but we can hold out hope.
Hey, sometimes when you book bands, that you don't always know that you're getting the most punctual people. So when you say 8 o'clock, perhaps they hear 8 o'clock and shoot for 8 o'clock
and felt 9:30.
Show up at 9:30. We'll find out together tonight.
Either way, I'll interview them about their punctuality. But past that, we'll have our usual gum flapping, over some news. And we got a couple of announcements to make. But first, I want to apologize to any of our loyal listeners who have come back to listen to this show after the 2 weeks of just horrible shit audio quality that I've given them. Just unlistenable crap.
I don't know about unlistenable.
Well, that's only because we're amazing.
It wasn't great.
But I'm 99.9999999 that I've solved the problem, and everything else has sounded good since I think I've solved the problem.
What do you think the problem was in one word that starts with a lowercase letter preceded followed by
a capital P?
Yeah. What do you think the problem was?
It starts with the letter I.
Yeah.
And ends with the letters phone.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure having my iPhone plugged into the board fucked me right in my butthole.
Nobody likes an I told you so, and that's why I have to apologize this week, because I told you so.
Yeah.
That iPhone is terrible for everybody.
Apparently, it's definitely terrible for your podcast. They might have convinced me that I want a Droid.
Yeah.
That might have happened.
If it makes you feel better to say that Apple convinced you of it rather than me, then whatever. But I feel like my work here is done.
No, I feel that my podcast has convinced me of it.
Yeah. Which is weird because you would think Apple's, they're pretty good at,
at audio and video
stuff.
But they are good as, interfering with things and making chirping noises and crackling noises.
It's that weird ass connector.
And the audio doesn't come in and out through that. It comes out through a regular, 1/4 inch audio connection.
No, I meant the suppository it comes with when you.
Oh. It still hasn't worked its way out yet, and I've had it for years.
Oh, still playing interference.
And as usual, this episode of AirWreckRadio is brought to you by Hideaway Brewery. Fake radio doing fake reads for real beer. And if you like the way that we do that, let us know by hitting the .com at airwreckradio.com, and we'll do it for you in your company if you pay us.
Oh, I see. We're selling advertisement. Yeah.
We're trying.
Friends,
this is getting
if
expensive.
we could make some money about this, it'd be cool.
I don't even want to make money. I want to, buy shit that we need to do this
I want to make
without it coming out of my pocket. Constantly. or your pocket, or the old man's pocket.
We should start selling AirWreckRadio T-shirts. That sounds like an announcement.
I don't know.
But it's not.
That's not an announcement. This bastard is trying to get a riot started.
Yeah.
They will riot. The Wreckheads be like, T-shirts, oh my god!
Well, I'm sure the news will overlook them based on all the fun rioting they have to look at.
Yes, and I'm sure we will touch deeper into that in our news portion of the program. Probably.
I would imagine so.
I can guarantee it.
Whatever. You're the one always being like, well, we need smoother segues.
No, I applaud you for your ability to smash face first into every segue you can find. I tried to take a smooth segue. You're just like, hey, did you hear about them Asians? Finally, are you happy? You got one?
I almost fell over reaching for that.
That had made great audio.
My chair came up on 3 wheels, and I was like, uh-oh.
There's a weight distribution problem happening as we speak.
There's a problem when you have 5 wheels and 3 of them stop working. You lose the Kepler Space Telescope.
Yeah, you sure do.
Yeah.
But it maybe not lose. It just can't do what it was supposed to do. It might be able to do other stuff.
Nah, they're done seeking funding for it, so it's pretty much done.
Well, right now scientists are figuring out what it still has left in it. If it can still pick up.
Oh, if something happens directly in front of the camera,
yeah, then
it'll be good. But in order to keep in focus for those long distance shots that it takes, it has to be able to move.
Yeah, it doesn't do that anymore, though.
No, it doesn't.
But they're trying to figure out, without funding, what left data it can collect on its short-range observational skills.
It was only supposed to run for 4 years.
Yeah.
8, so whatever.
We talked to Dr. Tom about it, about how many pieces of equipment we have out there that not only are they out there, but they're still working, and they should have died a long time ago.
Yeah, there's things up there that were supposed to have like 90-day missions.
Yeah, and it's been 14 years, and they're still sending back data.
Right. Like, what's that big one that we...
The Hubble?
Thank you. Thanks for bailing me out of that. It's like, oh my god, I can't believe I can't think of this shit. Oh,
that's the big one that everybody knows. So this is usually, now that I notice our intros have slowly gotten longer and longer and longer.
Well, the whole show's gotten longer. I mean, we started out being an hour.
Yeah, and now we're up to 3.
Now we're 2 hours or so. Last week was an exceptional show. Yeah. I think our listeners would agree that we were exceptionally awesome. And
by awesome, do you mean inebriated?
At times, I do think that we were a little difficult to follow, as 4 different people were talking about 4 different things into 4 different mics.
That did happen.
But had a blast with the boys from Second Prince.
Yeah, and this is really only about fulfilling our fucking needs.
Yeah, that show is not so much for the listeners.
So what has been going on in your life, pal, recently? Anything new?
Not a whole bunch.
No, nothing for you?
Not a whole bunch. I saw the Bills played Friday, and they looked dismal until E.J. Manuel got in the game, and then he looked great again, and then he injured.
Yeah, get used to that dismal second-rate quarterbacking
He's bad.
We're going to have from Cobb.
Yeah.
He's not bad. He's not bad. I've seen way worse quarterbacks. What he is he's not
in Buffalo.
Yeah,
for the past decade.
But he's not a winner. He's not a franchise guy. Mm-mm. He's not. He's just a body. He's a guy who can throw a ball from time to time and read a half a defense.
Maybe he's still finding his stride. Maybe
he's in his 30s.
Yeah, but I mean, he's in Buffalo now, so that's the equivalent of being in your 50s.
Yeah, death. That's the equivalent. This is where they send you to die.
Yeah. The old cut. I wish that there was like some kind of podcast that I could listen to for sports news, so that I could know things like what happened to E.J. Manuel.
Well,
I wish that.
I wish that too, because as much as hard as I would try, with literally the factual end of things, fell short. Last night, me and a friend of mine I like to call Coach Bill got together just to talk some football.
Coach Willie.
No, he's not Coach Willie.
It's a Coach Willie.
He's not
like
Coach
football.
He's actually like a 5-foot Italian with a pirate complex. But, whatever.
Like he has a fortress of pirates, or?
No, he thinks he is one.
Oh, I see.
To the point where he changed the English on the language on his Facebook from English to Pirates English. And it is an available option. You can do it right now if you'd like.
Huh.
Yeah. That's how much he thinks he's a pirate. But he's a hell of a sports analyst for an amateur guy. So I like to have him come over and we shoot the shit. And, usually we have a drink. Last night, actually, he passed on the booze and drank coffee all night. I, however, did not pass on the booze. I was just going to
say, what about you?
I was drinking vodka and lemonades all night.
Jeez. What a fairy drink.
That's all I had. Oh.
That was quite a text message.
You scumbag. That was a Twitter. I got tweeted.
That thing rattled my windows.
Yeah, buddy. I got tweeted on my iPhone. From some of our wonderful
still managed
records.
to cause interference.
I know, isn't it
not
amazing?
Even hooked up to anything.
Fuck you, ghost of Steve Jobs. Fuck you.
He's fucking with you now. So you and Bill sat
down and started talking, and started talking football. And I turned the mics on, and you know what? You know what we made? A podcast.
Beautiful love.
Well, besides that was after.
Oh, all right.
Ooh. Yeah, all that coffee that he had really put him in the mood.
Yeah, to make a podcast.
To make a podcast. So we made a podcast, man. I made a sports show, and we're going to do it every week.
So you cheated on me.
Yes.
You're making a podcast with somebody else?
Yes.
Good for you.
To the point where I even am riding the coattails of our podcast, and I called it Sports Wreck.
I was just going to say, what's it called? Where can people hear it?
We're going to
tell us about your band.
I'm going to. It's going to be up sometime this week. I will, give plenty of announcement on the social media and on the website. You'll find it on the website for now. Pretty soon, and within the week or 2 weeks.
Website?
AirWreckRadio.com. AirWreckRadio.com.
So on our website, you'll find a link in the near future to Cory's second show called Sports Wreck.
For now.
Or Sports Wreck Radio.
Sports Wreck. I wasn't going to take the whole thing. Just
send your
Wreck.
naming suggestions to us on our Facebook page or use the Twitter if you like to.
If you were a wreckhead, you might have noticed last week that we got so distracted and drunk that we forgot to plug all of our shit. Anything. We did nothing. We did none of it.
We still have stickers.
We still have stickers to give away. We didn't plug that. We didn't send anybody the Twitters. Yet I still gained followers. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some real followers over there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Big numbers.
Double digits.
Yeah, buddy.
Here I come.
I have a whole 30 followers. 30. You lazy bastards. Get off your asses. You're already on the internet because you're listening to the show. Get off your asses and go to Twitter and friggin' like us or follow us. Whatever the hell you do on Twitter.
Or, since Cory's an asshole, like me instead.
Yes. Or you can go to @AirWreckRadio Stace Ghost and like the Stace.
AWR Stace Ghost.
Oh, AWR Stace Ghost. I'm sorry.
Remember, when you're trying to decide which one of us to tweet, I send you flowers.
Yeah, and I call you dirty names for not doing things quickly.
He yells at you. He calls you company twats.
Yes, they are a bunch of company twats. Yeah, so I got a second show going on. I think we're going to do mostly football because, well, fuck, that's what I like. But, we're going to do the Big American Four. We're going to touch on some of the international shit, hockey, soccer. That's what international means, by the way. There'll be a whole segment of international sports. That means hockey and everybody else's football.
You should get a soccer guy because I don't think you know a fucking thing about it.
I don't know anything about either of the sports. Not a damn thing. But, I'm going to learn. Because Bill refuses. He's like, I'll tell you, I'll talk football, I'll talk NASCAR, I'll talk basketball. I'll even talk that fucking baseball if you make me.
You're going to need soccer if you're going to do podcasts.
We have to do soccer. It's the biggest sport in the world, and to not acknowledge it would to truly be an ignorant American.
You could gain international listenership.
That's a good point, too.
Yeah.
We do a lot of soccer talk.
You could, talk. You could talk with a crazy accent.
I just want to do go! I just want to do that.
We're a bunch of rowdy soccer hooligans. I don't know what kind of accent that is, but that's what you should talk like. It's non-regional. It'll be cool.
It's non-regional. Everybody can get along.
Everybody's going to be like, who the fuck is he even trying to sound like?
So we sat down and we talked the NFC East division.
Yeah.
We touched Buffalo, Jets, New England, and Miami. We talked about the no fun law, the no fun leagues, and general state of football.
What's the no fun league?
unfamiliar, Roger Goodell, the great commissioner of the NFL. By the way, side note, I did not know what the name of the commissioner of the NFL was.
The commissioner.
The commissioner. My entire life until Roger Goodell. Because he's the only one.
Grandstanding.
He's the only one who manages to shove his fat, useless face in front of a camera every chance he gets.
You know who I am? I'm the commissioner of the NFL.
Yeah, I'm the
you
commissioner.
Can't talk to me like that, see?
Well, he's taking all the fun out of it. Did you you know who Clay Matthews is, right?
Freshen me.
Defensive lineman, Green Bay Packers.
Okay.
Long blonde hair, very Viking looking.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I have often referred to him as the most dangerous man in the NFL.
He does the shampoo commercials.
Yes.
Yeah.
He also has a sack dance because he's as a sack fucking champion.
Yeah.
And after he rips your quarterback's fucking head off,
he spikes it.
But no, he spikes it. He chucks it into the crowd. Well, he does like a Hulk kind of stomps the sumo feet out.
Yeah.
And flexes. It's this guy's a Viking if you've ever met one.
So Dog's got a problem with that?
Yeah, no, and he just caught, if he does it again, he just caught a $25,000 fine.
I would pay that fine. I'd start a fucking project to get that fine paid for him.
Yeah, we'll
No, I wouldn't. That guy's rich as shit.
No, we'll still, but after a while, it'd still get expensive, so we'll put we'll make a, what the fuck is that
what
thing?
If Nike gets
everybody's
him to,
doing?
like, trademark
that
it,
thing?
and they're like, we'll pay you $36,000 every time you do that.
Oh, Kickstarter. We'll raise him a Kickstarter.
So that, Nike pays him $36 million for doing it. The NFL fines him $25,000.
This fine brought to you by Nike.
Yeah.
Just do it. If it's against the rules.
Yeah, that could be their thing. They could freshen up, just do it. I mean, they used to sell you murder in a shoe. Now it's a little more obvious.
You spike the ball, $25,000. You spin the ball, $25,000. The ball shotgun, $25,000. Victor Cruz, who's famous for his end zone dance that takes literally 3 seconds.
Yeah.
It is 4 samba movements. Lifts his leg,
yeah, I saw
moves his
something
hip,
about
moves
that
his leg, moves his hip. It takes 3 seconds. It's just this little thing that he does.
Yeah.
I find it entertaining.
Yeah, it's cute.
It's a cute little thing. It's not obnoxious. It
Right.
It doesn't take 30 seconds.
I like it when they do funny shit.
Yeah, what?
It's entertainment.
$25,000. Pay me.
Who gets that $25,000?
The NFL.
And then what?
I wouldn't say Roger Goodell personally because he collects a paycheck, I'm sure. But I don't know. I don't know what happens to that past that.
I want to know that.
I know the NFL collects it, and then I don't know. Everybody else gets richer.
I feel like that's relevant information to know.
It is, but I don't know it.
Perhaps on break, I will look it up.
You should look it up, and then I will be able to update people on my sports show,
I'll see it.
Sports Rec, with the updated information from Stace.
Cross promotion.
Bingo. That's why you do things that way.
So on the way out, would you like to tell us where they can find Sports Rec?
I think I already did that, but they're going to find it on AirWreckRadio.com. And then soon after, you'll find it on iTunes and Stitcher and all that shit later.
Word.
I'm more worried about getting it out on the webby site than anywhere else. And it'll be on Spreaker because they're our host for now.
Absolutely. You should like us on Spreaker. We need you to like us on Spreaker.
Oh,
This is
yes.
a good
Thank
point.
you for remembering that.
Thank you for reminding me of that by saying Spreaker.
We are trying to get a spot on iHeartRadio.com. They're owned by Clear Channel. It's a big website. All the Clear Channel stations are online there. They also have a music system that's a lot like Pandora's, but way better. And they're getting into podcasting. They're holding a contest with the host that we have to get podcasts on iHeartRadio.com. And guess how much we'd love to do that?
Is it this much? Just a little bit.
Go a little wider.
Is it this much?
A
medium little bit.
It's getting better, but it's not right.
Is it this much, my whole arm span?
That's what it is,
That's
sir.
how much we want to do that.
But we got rejected.
Oh, dicks.
You know why?
Fuck iHeartRadio.
You know why? We didn't meet the criteria. The criteria where you had to have album art. Well, we've got album art covered. You'd have full details. Well, we got metadata covered.
Yeah.
You had full descriptions of the show. Well, the rec down's pretty concise.
Yep.
You also need. We don't have 100 followers on Spreaker. almost 200 on Facebook,
but
a
not
pathetic
100
30 on Twitter. More than that to listen, but not 100 to like on the Spreaker.
So I think what we need to point out is not fuck iHeartRadio.
No, not fuck iHeartRadio. Fuck our lazy goddamn... No, just kidding. Just kidding. No, please, go to Spreaker.com, search the AirWreck Radio Show, follow that bad boy. You can sign in with your Facebook credentials. It's super easy. Click, click, click. You're done.
And just like that, the man knows what you're doing.
Well, the man already knew what you were doing.
Yeah, I'm saying.
One more thing, since we're begging people to do things for us.
Please do things.
Best podcast in Rochester 2013.
Yeah, good luck with this
City
one.
Magazine.
Sell it, Cory.
I'm gonna sell it. Because they fucked me.
A little bit.
I was like, hey, it's the primary polls for the City Magazine out of Rochester, New York. Best of series where you rate many of the local businesses and things based on category for the best of Rochester every year. And guess what they have on line 79?
A stain.
And next to the stain is the category best podcast. But we know what kind of stain it was because above best podcast is best website.
I actually just get really excited about podcasts.
Oh! So what I need you to do, this is a big favor, is I need you to take your asses to the website, to the Facebook, find links, go to City newspaper's website. I have to look up the link here.
Oh man, this is an awesome plug.
Isn't it amazing how smoothly I managed to get this done? You can't. Here's the problem. I'm sure most of our Wreckheads would do that. Go to the link. They would, they search through. They'd find best podcast. They'd fill out AirWreck Radio. They'd submit it. They'd do all that for us. I'm sure they would. Here's the problem. In order for your ballot to qualify to be counted, you have to fill out at least 40 of the 113 poll positions.
It's a long survey.
That's how they fucked me.
Yeah, they did.
If you could just fill out the one, I'm sure it wouldn't be a problem.
I'm sure we'd have like 5 votes.
We have 5 votes. But you know what? You don't know how many it takes to sway that decision.
Right, I'm saying it could be a 5-vote margin.
It really could be. You don't know. I mean, Rochester's a big city, but it's not that big. And there's only a handful of podcasts that are publicly about Rochester, at least.
There's only 2 of them, actually.
Yeah, 3.
3 now.
There's 3 podcasts.
That's AirWreck Radio, that's Second Prince, and that's Sports Wreck.
Sports Wreck! I got a cute little bit of production for Sports Wreck. I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
The announcer voice echoing off the stands in the crowd. I thought it was fun. The link you're looking for to vote for us for the best of Rochester 2013 is RochesterCityNewspaper.com. That's their main page. And the link's like right at the top. Gray square says best of Rochester. Click that.
Yes.
It'll take you to the survey. Fill it out. Make sure you hit AirWreck Radio for podcasts.
And then also, talk about your best favorite pizzeria. Best.
That's the one that spurred me to do it. I was like, pizzeria, Mark's.
Yeah.
All right, well, now I'm doing it.
You're welcome, Mark's
Sports
Pizza.
team, Red Wings.
You're welcome, Rochester Red Wings.
Yeah.
We're out here working the trenches for you guys.
Hey, well, you got to keep it local, and you got to keep it true.
Without ever taking a break.
We're never, ever taking a break ever again. Now I've got a second show. I really realized how much I just want to just constantly flap my fucking gums.
Just now?
Just no, when I was doing the other show.
Oh.
I was like, oh, wow, I could do this every day.
I pretty much knew that the minute you were like, I want to make a podcast.
Yeah, that's true, too. Thank you for listening to AirWreck Radio and catching out our live broadcast from AirWreckRadio.com. If you're listening live, the break's going to be longer than if you're listening to the podcast.
Yeah, so hang out for some terrible sounding music, probably, right?
No, we'll just go ahead and you can listen to the automatically playing music.
The guy's stuff tonight.
From Wasted Desire for
There
now. Thank you for joining us on AirWreck Radio. See you next time. See you on the next break. Goodbye.
I got a ticket for this runaway train ride, headed away from the nervous bleeding in my brain.
Bienvenidos a todos nuestros nuevos amigos latinos. Esperamos que usted habla inglés, porque no hay subtítulos en radio. Esperamos que disfrute de AirWreckRadio.
Hey, fuckers, we're back with AirWreckRadio.
Fuckers? The fuckers now, are they?
Yes.
Why?
Well, because until we decide to stop swearing, I'm done trying to not swear.
So you're just gonna engage it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Full speed ahead.
Yeah, I'm done with it. Until somebody pays me to not swear. When
I don't know.
You know, if somebody said, you know, I'd love to sponsor you, but you swear too much, I'd be like, well, guess what? We don't do anymore.
Oh, I sir, we never swear.
Never, ever, sir, never. Beep, beep, beep.
Yeah, we have wacky sound effects instead.
Yeah, no, we don't actually swear. What we do is we ring a little bell every time we do something wrong.
So awful.
No, then we swear all we want, and in post-production, I just put a bing noise in. Bing!
So I just realized that before we went to break, I had mentioned, maybe I'll search that.
Oh, and you never searched that.
About the guy whose name I can't remember, the commissioner of the
Roger Goodell.
Actually, where the money goes, where the NFL fines go.
Yes.
So, guess what?
So you're gonna search for that now, are you?
Yep.
You know, for a couple of minutes there on that break, we were sitting there staring at each other.
Yeah, being like, so why don't we just go? Because we set a time, damn it, and we like to stick to those
horribly, every now and again by plus or minus 10 minutes. We'll give you that much.
Yeah. You know, there's a margin of error. There's, you know, technical difficulties. Technically, this shit is difficult. I don't know. Sometimes we just
technically, this shit is difficult. Before we get into headline news, real quick, I was thinking, with my sports show. When can I have you on?
I don't know. I'm not going to say that on recording until I know that it's true.
Sports Wreck. You don't know what's true.
I don't know when I'm going to do that.
You don't know? That's the answer. I want to have you soon, though.
Well, get your legs under you a little bit. You got one show in the bag. You better come up with a better, different catchphrase than that, though. That's somebody else's catchphrase.
Man, go fuck yourself.
Why?
Fuck you, dude.
What?
You won't come on my show? You're an asswipe.
No, not.
What a pretentious fucking prince you are.
I'm totally too good to go on your show until it's a little more established. Is not what I meant.
But that's what you said.
All right, fine. That's the answer we're going with. All I meant was get it going, you know?
I just want to make sure that you're involved in this project. That's all I want to do.
Well, it's football season, so you can bet I'll be watching football.
That's all. I don't care if you've nothing to add sports-wise and you just want to come fuck up my show. I just want to make sure that Stace is involved with anything with the word wreck in it. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And as much as I wanted to bring that up on the recording and on live to the listeners that are listening live, because I want them to know that I want you to be involved. That it's not something to do. They're like, oh, fuck Stacy, he's a fucking moron. I'm going to do my own thing.
Nobody thinks that.
Sure?
Positive.
Because I might have just thought that right now.
And a brain cell died immediately.
Right now, there's a flat line. No, like in post-production for the podcast, not the live cast, I'm going to put a as soon as my brain cell dies.
Oh, good. I can't wait until you don't do that.
I know I won't. No, I won't. I totally won't do that.
Brain cell.
With like editing out John's fucks. I told him I was going to edit out every one of his fucks just because he went off on a tangent. And I totally didn't do it.
I don't think that happened.
Yeah, I did.
No, I mean, I don't think that you did that.
No, I totally didn't. Yeah. I left every one of them in there.
So I was answering a question that we had.
And what is that?
That's a good question.
I know, I'm good for those.
Where do NFL fines go?
Oh, yeah.
The NFL fines go to nonprofit organizations, i.e., cancer awareness programs,
of course,
etc.
Of course. Nice catch, Kung Fu Master.
That's from
Mr. Miyagi just fucking plucked a fly out of the air.
It was a mosquito.
Whatever. Nice catch.
You're welcome.
Nonprofit organizations.
Like the cancer awareness program.
Of course. Couldn't give me something to scream about.
I know.
You son of a... Oh!
I know. But, like, still, come on, man. If you want to pay that, why don't you pay that fine, Mr. Big-Ass Money...
Roger Goodell?
Owner of the NFL or whatever you are.
Commissioner.
The commissioner.
The commissioner. See?
So there's the answer to that question.
The answer to that question is go fuck yourself, boys. You got nothing here.
I have no sports segue to go with.
There's no sports segue, nothing. You've got
nothing to get us into headline news.
Headline news.
Today in the news, New York cops are now required to wear body cameras. Cameras on their lapel, on their shoulder, on their sunglasses. These cameras range in price between $300 and $1,000 a piece. And the cops they're not on all the time. An officer has to turn it on.
Well, doesn't that kind of defeat the fucking purpose?
No. A little bit. I would like to see those things on all the time.
All the time.
But
and recording via streaming over the web, not in the control of the officer.
Then again, do you want to be recorded like that all the time?
No. And most police officers record their conduct on their own for their own protection.
Yeah, they have dash cams and stuff that give us all kinds of great footage.
Well, you know, and if you look it up, and you'll be surprised, if you look up on Google, there's a lot of towns that can't afford, major cities, they can't afford dash cams.
Yeah.
The cops will buy their own. They'll spend the money to buy their own.
Yeah, it's silly
to install them so that they're got the dash cam coverage
One of the things that hit me about this story was the price point on the cameras was between $300 and
It's a
$1,000
jump, boy.
per officer.
Yeah, and who's paying for this?
And that's not even per
I know who's
officer.
paying for this. Everybody lives in New York City.
That's not even per officer, though, because there's multiple units. Because there's there's the sunglasses one. But if you're not wearing your sunglasses, you need to have your lapel one, too. So there's we're talking about more than one camera. Now, they're trying it out on one precinct in each borough.
Okay, so far it's like in the pilot stages kind of thing.
Specifically, the boroughs that had the highest incidence of stop and pat. Is that what that's called?
Stop and frisk.
Stop and frisk, yeah. The boroughs that reported the highest incidences of stop and frisk are going to be the pilot programs for this body camera.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. That's
kinda
not
like it.
unmotivated. I like that.
In cities that use this, police physical force is down as much as 56%. This is not the first city. Charlotte, they have these.
But it depends. What are we aiming for with the cameras? Are we trying to stop police brutality and physicality, or are we trying to protect the police officers' interests by recording what's going on? Because in that question goes back to what I said in the beginning of whether it is wasting our time with the cop can turn it on and off. If we're trying to stop police physicality and the cop can turn the camera off, what are we doing?
Well,
I'll just turn the camera off before I whoop the shit out of you. Now, if you're going the other way, if you're saying that this is for the police's best interest, this is for their safety, they can turn it on and off if they feel they need to record the situation because they need to have it documented. Well, then you could say, well, then they need to be able on and off because you don't want it to be on when you call your wife on break and say, hey, baby, what are you wearing?
Right. And you should be allowed that sort of privacy.
Yeah, if you're on break, you can call your wife and say anything you want.
I'm sure there's an elegant solution to that problem that will someday suffice, but for right now,
that's just my question.
It's a getting off the ground thing, and I'll tell you right now, if police officers can have cameras, then we can stop having this business where they get all uppity when we have cameras.
Oh yeah, that's a wrap. Now
that's one of the things I really like about this is if they have them, then that's going to really cool their jets because they're on camera already. I think if they pull up to a situation, that camera should automatically come on. Have it GPS activated in the car. If you're aware your car was taking you, then your camera goes on.
Oh yeah, you could very easily do that motion activated camera like that. I mean, it wouldn't even have to be really high end technology wise. Just a motion activated. It doesn't have to be like gyroscopes turn when you turn and no. But as soon as something moves in front of the camera, it turns on. Then it would work perfectly because as soon as you start driving, shit will move in front of the camera clicks on.
Yeah.
Even walking. As soon as you start walking, the background's going to move in front of the camera, and the camera will turn on.
Right.
Well, that's actually a good idea because that will save storage space. So the cop's just standing there eating a hot dog. We're not recording that when he starts walking his beat again. Because we're also talking New York City. There's a lot of walking cops.
Is like, what if he stops walking because he's talking to a suspect? You don't want it to stop recording that.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
I don't know. Smarter minds than mine will come up with solutions, or perhaps somebody with more ambition will hear my solutions and be like, there's something there. I don't know. But I think...
as long as people do what I'm doing and ask as many questions as they can, I'm fine with that process.
You know what my favorite part of this story is?
What?
Mayor Bloomberg objects.
Of course.
He says...
What?
He says... He says...
The first smart...
That it would be a travesty.
A travesty?
It would be a disaster, he says. Because... I don't know why. I guess because they're looking at $300 cameras as like the in the door price.
All right, that's a lot of money.
That's a little expensive.
That the New York City taxpayers are going to have to. That's a burden they're going to have to bear.
But that's not what he goes on to talk about. He goes on to talk about how these cops don't need to be worried about that kind of thing. Yes, they do. Or even better, you know what? No, they don't, because they're not in the position to be wrong. Then they wouldn't have to worry about it. It's when they're concerned that they might be shown to be wrong is when you care about being surveilled. As an officer,
you're all right. All right.
Either that or
because it's part of your job. Because it's part of your job. Right. All right. Well, like when you said it, my first broad spectrum
not as a
reaction
civilian.
was a
Not
civilian
as a person.
citizen. No, it's not.
But if a cop's interrogating me, I want him to have a camera.
It's part of his job that I want evidence. That's
And
evidence collection.
I want, within my legal rights, access to that as evidence.
Yeah, well, it's evidence collection, and you should have right to the evidence against you. You absolutely. In fact, legally, you do have rights to the evidence against you. It'd be hard for them to keep that from you.
Oh, they'd find some kind of red tape to do that.
I mean, they would have to find a lot of red tape to keep evidence against
the
you.
Supply budget, it's like 90% red tape.
Oh yeah, that's big supply. And the supply budget's like 40%. So that's
Right.
that's a lot of money.
It's all red tape and staplers, and only one of them is an office thing.
I don't know how I feel about the stop and frisk to begin with. That program to begin with.
Well,
I'm kind of lukewarm on it. I'm kind of 50-50.
It's unconstitutional, and it was decided that today in courts. Now, I don't
Thank
think
you,
the
sir.
police will appeal it.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Police will never uphold it because they were doing the stop and frisk long before it was a program. Hey, you, what are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? Hey, pal, what are you doing over there, bucko?
Yeah.
Cops have always, oh, you look suspicious. What are you doing? That's their job. That is their job.
Uh-huh.
You do look suspicious. What's going on? At least question. I don't want to, hey, you look suspicious. You're going to jail. But, hey, what's going on over there, buddy? What are you doing?
What are you
Ask
doing
the
with that
question.
camera there, guy? Put that away. Oh, no, I shot your dog.
Ah.
Yeah.
Why do you have to bring a good time down?
I don't know if that's a good time.
We were having a fun time right up until that moment.
I'm
And
just
you got to
saying.
bring the fun down.
If the cops had cameras,
And
they
I'm
wouldn't
going to
have
bring
been
it down
upset about
another notch. Poor Max.
yeah. Poor Max.
Oh,
So anyway, stop and frisk.
stop and frisk. I'm lukewarm on it.
Me too.
If you're being suspicious, I think the cops stop you because that's what cops do. But I don't know that a program that says, hey, if you see somebody suspicious is necessary, and you're walking a constitutional thing, like, if it's written down, it's a constitutional problem.
Yeah.
If the cops just do it, people are like, well, then
You know, that's
You're
a
the
good
cops.
point. Maybe it's when they made it a program that it really became, like, they put it down on paper and people were like, wait, you can't write that. It can only be...
yeah, I mean, when people say it's profiling, well, profiling is smart investigating. It's not wrong.
Yeah.
It's, well, if that crime that you're investigating happens by men in red hoodies,
Yeah.
I think it's all right to say, well, now we're looking for a man in a red hoodie.
Also, if you don't want to be, if you don't want to look suspicious, pull
Don't
your
act
pants up.
suspicious. Yep.
Pull your pants up.
I think that's a very in the opposite way that normally it is. I think it's a very specific reference you're making for a very general problem.
If I were a
Pull
cop,
your pants up is talking to a specific population of about a specific problem and a specific.
Oh my God! Could you say a word that you can't say any?
Yes, specific.
Burglary.
Specific. I forgot where he was.
You're making my fucking ears bleed. That's where you was.
If you're,
I said pull your pants up. You said that's specific.
That's too specific. If you're, that's a specific. You're talking about a specific population. And specific crimes and a specific look. See, I nailed it. Fuck off here.
Yeah, that's profiling.
That's very more broad spectrum. I'm okay with saying pull your pants up. It's a little this and I when we talked about this and we're not gonna fucking pretend we talked about this earlier.
Yeah.
When I talked about this earlier, I referenced my father, who was a big shaggy looking guy. He used to be a biker, but never hardcore. But he just back in the 70s, and that's what he looks like. And you could easily profile my father as a fucking hooligan or a biker or whatever.
If I was a cop, I wouldn't frisk him. He looks like he'd kick my ass.
He also looks like he'd kick your ass because he probably can. And that's not right. Yeah, stop it. He's a successful business owner, homeowner, family man. He's got money in his
would
pocket.
Stop and ask him because he
But if
dresses
you were-
well. He doesn't dress like a piece of shit.
No, but he wears jeans and a t-shirt, and that's not well enough to be well, but that's
pretty
not bad enough
blue-collar.
to be bad.
He's pretty blue collar.
But I don't know. But he throws his leather jacket on, and which he wears from time to time, and that changes the look a little bit.
I think that if I saw him and like 40 other guys that looked like him, maybe 10 other guys. A group of them standing around on a corner.
I would cross the street.
I might, yeah.
I would cross the street.
Or as an officer, I might be like, so
I kind of look like him. I would cross the street. Yeah, or as a cop, I might say, hey, what are you doing, boys?
But as a single one, if I just saw a single one of that guy.
One cop walks up on 10 biker, large white guys. I don't think they're even giving them a hard time.
Probably not.
Just out of, they're going to kick my ass.
Well, just out of, they probably don't have anything. Seems pretty,
Yeah, it seems alright to me, guys.
I wouldn't look at your dad and think that guy is obviously a criminal. I should stop and frisk him.
Maybe, but I think that's a lot of his age. Take that back 20 years.
Yeah, and then he'd be sagging his pants.
No, my God, no, but he had a big bushy beard and long hair, and you know what I mean? Wore his leather everywhere. He was still a small business owner and a successful small family man.
The reason that this was called unconstitutional, this stop and frisk thing, is because black communities outcried about it, and they were right to do so.
Okay, are black communities the only ones that cried out about it?
They were the biggest supporters of stopping it.
Well, you know, there's
because
some
they're the most
presence in the forgotten
profiled.
voice.
They're the most profiled. They're the most in jail by a margin. Absolutely.
Huge margin.
And I'm saying it's not that I don't disagree with them being like, you shouldn't profile us, but if you don't want to be thought to be, I bet they weren't just like stopping dudes in ties, black dudes in ties. I bet that wasn't who it was. Anybody, pull your pants up. That's all I'm saying.
The PSA for AirWreckRadio this week is everybody, pull your pants up.
Pull your pants up.
Pull your pants
Straighten your fucking hat, or don't. I don't care about
right
hats.
up your company twats until we can all see them.
But bend that brim. Those flat brim hats are stupid.
Yeah, dude, roll that thing over. What are you doing? You know what the point of that brim was, right? To keep the sun out of your face, you moron. That's the point of the brim on a baseball cap.
Yeah.
Flat brims don't keep the sun out of your face.
Well, neither does it when you wear it backwards, and I'm okay with people wearing it backwards.
Yeah.
I'm also okay with flat brims. Wear whatever hat you want. Pull your fucking pants up. If I haven't made it clear yet.
I wonder what Stacy wants me to do. Me specifically, too.
No, I wasn't really talking to you. Your pants just fall because you have no ass. I mean, that's not really... It's not like you're wearing a pair of fucking basketball shorts.
But could you profile me? Because my ass was my my basketball shorts never fall down.
I would profile you anyway in that big ass pant. I'd be like, this guy's got kids.
There's a rapist here on the radio, following a green van, suspected rapist.
Sir, do you have any idea why I pulled you over tonight? No?
Because I'm a creep.
You left your free candy sign on the van.
I'm a loser. I'm a weirdo.
So I think that does it for the New York cops and the stop and frisk. Are you satisfied there?
Yeah, I bantered for, I flapped my gums for a minute.
You got one, or you want me to get into a one?
No, go ahead. Every time this happens, you send me your news research and I throw mine the fuck out.
A Tennessee judge.
Oh, yeah. Messiah.
Yeah. A Tennessee judge ordered a woman to change her son's name from Messiah to Martin. Now, the reason she did that...
Does a Tennessee judge want an ass whooping?
I don't know. I can't tell, but let me tell the story, and then
I'm sorry.
We'll blow it up, because if we blow it up now, I'm never going to tell the story.
Tell the story. Go on. Go.
This woman, I have no names. The names are all protected because there's a minor involved. Yeah. The woman and her baby's daddy, maybe husband, I don't know. They couldn't decide. Can't be husband. Could be husband. Couldn't decide on a last name. So they went to court to have the judge decide on the last name, and the judge said,
instead of Messiah Jackson, I want Messiah Rodriguez.
That's probably,
and the judge said, how about you get Martin Smith and get the fuck out?
The judge said, the problem here isn't the child's last name.
Yes, it is. Sorry.
She said, the word Messiah is a title, and only one person is to date has earned that title. This I'm quoting.
The Lord Jesus Christ.
And that person is Jesus Christ, she said.
I knew it.
And then she ordered them to change the baby's name from Messiah to Martin. Are you You kidding me?
I'm not pretty sure your religion is relevant here.
Now you've been dying to go off. Would you go off, please?
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you out of your fucking mind? First off, the problem is the child's last name. That's why the fuck we're here. So why don't you leave your judgment to why the fuck we're here, not everything else? Second of all, you Christian cunt. Stay the fuck off of my toes and my family. I'll name my kid anything the fuck I want. You're a piece of shit for imposing your religious views on me and anybody that comes into your court, and I can't wait until you lose your seat.
That was eloquently spoken.
Sorry. was it the Christian cunt line?
That had something to do with it. That was a little cringeworthy because, you know, we like Christians. We got nothing against Christians, but
and I love cunts.
Yeah. But for God's sakes, Judge of Tennessee.
Oh my God, you piece of shit. I don't care if you're a judge
you
or
already
not.
said that.
You're a piece of shit.
You already said it. This is not your job. Your job is not to say who the Messiah is. Nobody elected you because of your ability to say who the Messiah is. And if they did elect you for that, they were misguided as to what your job is, because it's a pretty clear line in America. You can worship who you want, and that means that nouns or anything else...
It's not even spelled the same way.
You can name a girl LaDasha because the dash don't be silent. But you can't name a child Messiah? What about Mohammed?
Yeah, what about Muhammad?
How do you feel
Which
about
is every other Middle Eastern name.
every Muslim in the world is named Mohammed because that's what the name is.
That's their prophet. So is Jesus a problem?
That's another thing.
Is Jesus a problem?
What about kids named Jesus?
Yeah. Jesus was born last week. And you know what? If your name's Messiah, better than Jesus.
Now, the tricky thing here is that early on in our show, perhaps in the last 3 episodes, I had talked about a news story about
the buried 3 episodes.
A guy who had named his child Adolf Hitler.
Yes.
Whatever. And
Yes.
his daughter was Aryan Nation something.
Yep. We did talk about that in one of the very first episodes. You're absolutely right.
He was in for child abuse based on the naming. And I was a little bit more... I was not completely with, but in that case, I was a little bit more with the judge on being like, yeah, this is kind of a problem, guys. You can't... But I guess...
I don't remember the judge saying that was a problem. I remember CPS or whatever
Maybe
their local
CPS
said it was a problem, and I do believe the judge said piss. We'll have to research it. But I do believe the judge said piss. We're going to say that
we're going to do that when we go to break this time.
And
but
this
we're
time, we're not going to do that.
It's not going to happen. But I just couldn't believe that story.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
The Messiah
overstep your bounds much?
Yeah. So obviously they're fighting that, and I'm pretty sure the conclusion is foregone.
I just want to picture the scene. The judge is on the stand or on her bench. Mom's on this side saying, "It's got to be Messiah Jackson." And the father's on this side saying it's got to be Messiah Rodriguez.
It could have been Walgert and Smith. Just saying.
Could have been.
Could have been.
Not the names I'm using.
A little more comic to be like, that's some young guy. And holy fuck.
And this bitch looks at these parents and said, you know what? I'm not even going to give you a ruling on the last name.
Her official title, the Honorable Judge Bitch.
Bitch. I'm not going to give you a ruling on the last name, but I am going to look at both of you two in the face on the one thing you agree on.
Yeah.
And tell you you're both heretics, I guess, for lack of a better word.
Oh, God. Can they fire this woman, please?
Oh, you can't. It's hard to fire an elected officials.
You know, isn't it?
It's really hard to fire them.
Who's that other? There's another big elected official. Oh, my gosh. He's in a big...
There's a lot of those.
Terrific city in San Diego.
Oh, the Joker. Yes.
Do you know his name?
No, but we're going to look it up because that is relevant.
Who's going to look it up?
This pig, me.
Okay.
This pig.
You look it up.
Piece of crap. How does a husband not beat the hell out of this guy? Was he mayor, governor?
Why would his husband beat him? He's not gay.
Not him.
Or gay married.
One of these. We're talking about
I see. The husband of the harassed party.
Yes, of the 12 harassed parties.
Oh, that's right.
And the creepiest face on earth. Oh my God, is this guy a creep?
The chickens doesn't.
San Diego Council may obscure part of city charter. Bob Filner.
There it is. Bob Filner. Hats off to you.
Mayor
Get
Bob
the
Filner.
Fuck out of the Mariners ship.
Oh my God, what a creep this guy was, dude.
Yeah, terrible.
Oh.
And on top of it, he's like, first off, he's like, the city should pay my fines. What?
Yeah, what was that? Yeah, he petitioned the city to have him pay the lawyer's bills and his fines.
I didn't know it was harassment.
The HR company didn't get to me in time.
Let me ask you something, sir.
All right.
You're in your car.
All right.
This is a completely fictional situation.
Driving down the road.
You're in your car, and you get stopped by the police. All right?
I see where you're going, sir.
And they pull you over, and they find that you have a bunch of, like, blow in your fucking trunk.
What do I say?
What are you going to say?
If I were Bob Filner, I didn't know I couldn't do that.
I didn't know. And what do you think the cops are going to say?
You did. It doesn't matter. Get in the car.
Funny thing about sexual harassment, works the exact same way. You don't need to be informed about it. You just know not to do it.
The cops are going to draw their guns and start screaming at you.
Worse than that, though the city is like up in arms about having him removed, he refuses to step down. Just step, dude, you got voted in.
It's like Anthony Weiner.
The city council has no mechanism to get him out. So
there's no way to impeach a mayor in their charter?
It's not in their charter.
Oh, well, they need to do some writing.
Well, currently the citizens of San Diego are petitioning
to put a
petition is a way to get this job done.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
What I'm saying now, I don't really like saying this with a microphone in front of my face, but
well, do it anyways.
Sometimes where you just drag a guy out in the street and jump him out.
I don't know how a husband hasn't beat the ever-loving hell out of this dude yet. I don't get it.
Well, because you're gonna go to. That's
I don't know, because like a lot of these women were figures of the community. Husbands were important people too.
That's true.
Like cops and things.
Yeah, we're talking about people that have some financial means. How does this guy still walk around?
At least a cop. If you harass my best friend's wife, and I'm a cop,
yeah,
and he whoops your ass, I might call my cop buddies after he called me and say, "Oh, I know you're going over to this here. There's nothing to see here." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they'll be like, "Oh, absolutely. They're just a domestic dispute. We're not involved." You know what I'm saying? See how the difference happens?
Yeah.
So I really don't get how this creep is walking around, and I'm going to put a picture of this fucking creep on the website just because visually he's striking.
I bet that there's probably a bunch of memes about him.
I'm sure there are. And you know what? If we were better at doing this and multitasking, somebody could do that.
Well, the good news is that there are two of us here. And we've worked our way through that story. Fuck Bob Filner.
Fuck Bob Filner.
He's pretty much a piece of shit.
Creep.
And hopefully soon he's going to be unemployed and unemployable. And I hope that he commits his what is it, seppuku, where you stab yourself in the gut with your blade.
You're talking to the wrong guy.
I think it's seppuku.
It's part of Bushido. I know that much.
It is that, yeah. But he probably doesn't follow the Bushido way. Probably not a samurai.
Do you?
No.
Well, live by the code of Bushido?
Hell no, man. I ain't sticking a sword in my gut.
Fuck you,
That's
asshole.
Crazy.
I'm gonna do
You can
what?
learn from a mistake.
I'm gonna do what? I'm gonna kill myself. How?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. What else you got for me?
So, Somalia is going to hell.
Yes.
If it's not already hell. It might have already been hell.
Is that where hell is located, possibly?
It could be one of the places. For those of us who don't know, Somalia is a Middle Eastern country. It's south of Iran. There's a body of water there. It's like nearby to Egypt, another hotbed of hell right now.
Hotbed of hell. Hotbed of hell.
In Somalia, they no longer have Doctors Without Borders. Doctors Without Borders.
Oh, well, why wouldn't they have such an amazing program like Doctors Without Borders that are medical professionals who are trained in the highest forms, who go out abroad to heal and help the sick and the needy.
Well,
Why wouldn't you have this amazing program in your country when you need that kind of programming?
Part of it is because the doctors have drugs, and the drug lords want drugs. I imagine another part of it is extreme poverty and chaos. And I know that the reason that they left is because I think 8 of their doctors, eight workers,
8
were killed by Somalian criminals of some sort.
I don't know how exactly what the
I don't know what the word is over there. I don't know if they're terrorists or if they're. I don't really know
if it's a drug lord or I don't know.
I don't really think it matters to the dead people.
Yeah, no, or their poor fucking families.
So Doctors Without Borders was like, you know what, Somalia? Burn.
Piss.
Fuck you. We got better things to do. You guys, this is not what we signed up for. I mean, these are people that put up with some serious shit. Doctors Without Borders goes all over the place. I mean, they went to Somalia until recently.
Everywhere. They went just everywhere because they are just,
they're
trying to help people.
Doctors Without Borders International President Uni Karunakara.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Could you say that one more time?
Uni Karanakawa.
Uni Karanakawa. Kara? With an R. I'm sorry, I'm from Boston. I don't know what that means.
Whatever. She, I don't know. Uni is their international president of Doctors Without Borders said the closure of our activities is a direct result of extreme attacks on our staff. In an environment where armed groups and civilian leaders increasingly support, tolerate, or condone the killing, assaulting, and abducting of humanitarian aid workers. Mm-hmm. They said, peace out, bitches.
Yup. But of course they did.
Now there's a polio outbreak in Somalia.
Oh, well, guess what? Piss.
Currently there are 6,000 refugees a day leaving Somalia.
Oh, I wonder where they're going.
Iraq.
Oh, really?
Iran.
Yeah. They're going to Iran.
Yeah.
Oh, we're just going to pack some more people into a country that hates us.
They have a new bridge.
Well, they have a new bridge and they're using that shit, are they?
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Well, you got infrastructure. Infrastructure there's for a reason.
A day.
Leaving,
being like, that's it, I'm out of here. I hope that when those 6,000 people a day trickles down before all the bad ones that stayed get over, I hope they demolish that bridge. And then maybe Iran has a shot,
Their brand new shiny bridge. All right, blow it up. All done, boys. We're done here, folks. Keep your shit. We don't want it.
So Somalia hit the bricks.
If you would like the visual picture of the creep we were talking about earlier, Bob Filner, Mayor of San Diego.
Yes.
You can go to the website, and you will find an image of him that maybe somebody altered slightly. Real simple.
Yeah.
Real simple. Nothing major.
He's a creepy looking dude.
Oh, God, is he?
He is a creepy looking dude.
Don't stop the show for you to do it. I was telling the listeners to do it.
Oh, well, you stop it.
Ah! No!
What happened?
I was editing the website, is what happened.
Why would you be doing that while we're making the show?
I was uploading the,
you douche.
Bear Mom Filner. Bob Mayor Filner.
Yeah.
I was updating that information on the
Mayor,
website. You know why?
Filner.
Because nobody's going to freaking do it for me. That's why.
I feel like there's a more appropriate time to do that. Like when we're on break. Folks,
no.
Thanks for joining us.
No!
No, it's 10 o'clock.
No, don't make me. All right, fine. Take us to break, creep.
Folks, thanks so much for joining us on AirWreck Radio. When we come back, I think we're going to listen to the album that we got from the guest that bailed tonight, Wasted Desire.
Creeps.
I got to say...
That's my word for the night.
They're,
Oh, well, you know what? I was really looking forward to having them, but now that we're not going to have them, I'm looking forward to doing what we're going to do instead.
Yeah, we're going to do something a little special.
Yeah! And we can clearly tell what kind of mood I'm in tonight.
Yeah. So, for the folks listening to the live portion, that is the end of the live portion of the show. Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
Make sure you check out the rest of the show on Wednesday when it releases. You can find it at all the normal places, the Facebook,
the iTunes.
In
the Stitcher.
Stitcher. Use Stitcher. I like Stitcher. You can find it at AirWreckRadio.com also.
Best of Rochester, please vote for us.
That's true.
And Spreaker. Follow us on Spreaker.
Also true. We need Spreaker followers.
Spreaker.com, the AirWreck Radio Show. Follow. Easy sign in with your Facebook or Twitter credentials.
And
Twitter. Please go to AirWreck Radio. At AirWreck Radio on the Twitters. And follow me. Please. I need followers. Please. Please.
Follow us on Twitter somehow.
Whatever that is that Stacey doesn't know how to do.
However you're listening to us. Like us. Thumbs up us. Whatever it takes. Do that too. I don't know if it does anything for us, but it makes me feel good. Thanks for joining us. We're going to break. Here's some music by somebody.
Have you ever noticed when you encounter a cat stare at you and you stare back and you know they're thinking secret feline thoughts? Ever wondered, just like me, what those secret feline thoughts might be? I suspect they were calling lessons that their mamas taught. If I weighed 10 more pounds, I could take you. Weigh 10 more pounds, you'd be mine. If I weighed 10 more pounds, well, I'd cut you down to size. Since I don't, I guess I'll run and hide. If I weighed 10 more pounds, I could drop you. I could fill your puny human heart with fear. If I weighed 10 more pounds, well, I'd play you like a mouse. Oh, but since I don't, I guess I'll let you scratch my ear. Well, if your best friend's cat jumps in your lap as soon as you greeted, entered, and sat, and you think he likes me as he begins to purr, well, you tickle his ears, you rub his chin. About that time, the teeth and the claws sink in, and you realize it's evil incarnate wrapped up in fur. If I weighed 10 more pounds, I could take you. If I weighed 10 more pounds, you'd be mine. If I weighed 10 more pounds, well, I'd cut you down to size. Since I don't, I guess I'll run and hide. If I weighed 10 more pounds, I could drop you. I could fill your silly human heart with fear. If I weighed 10 more pounds, well, I'd play you like a mouse. Oh, but since I don't, I guess I'll let you scratch my ear. Well, you walk your way up to your door. Steps climbed, and there once more a mousy organ waits in all its glory. Is it a trophy or perhaps a threat? 10 more pounds, it'd be you I had. A bigger cat might be a different story. If I weighed 10 more pounds, I could take you. If I weighed 10 more pounds, well, you'd be mine. If I weighed 10 more pounds, well, I'd cut you down to size. Then you'd be the one to run and hide. If I weighed 10 more pounds, I could drop you. So you best be careful and always treat me right. If I weighed 10 more pounds, well, you wouldn't stand a chance. And I'm planning on putting on a little extra weight. Oh, I'm planning on putting on a little extra weight.
Goth girls, goth is my frock. I got this thing for horror movies and mope rock. But I can't shock my hair up, I ran out of stock. And just like that, a Frontalot ran out of talk. It was tragic, unheard of, never seen me out of rhymes when they usually come into fatigue bleed. But me here talk good? No, bad talk do. Like my tongue got encrypted right before I lost root. Like my small talk got box rocked on a prior boot. It's moot, she only dates guys and chokes and docks, not brutes. Lacking eyeliner like I lack. But look, I'll put a little on plus lip shellac just to stand next to that and dream about love. Of necessity, that has always had to be enough. Cause I can't talk to goth girls, I just stare and stammer. My name is MC Frammer. Damn her if she giggle, damn her double if she laugh. Goth girls like it when you double damn it twice fast. Goth girls are the girls that go to see the nerdcore rapper with the geeked out flow at the show. You can see the black lace on parade. I met 100 dozen of them, but I ain't got laid. Got shunned by her at the Rocky Horror premiere. She steered clear of the nerd crowd, but I heard loud in my ear the disdain that she held for my type. Always geeking on the Computron. I get hype on the stage. She might notice me then and observe that I'm ironically hip in some flip universe. In her purse in patent leather held in fishnet glove could think contain MP3 player with the front build up. Her name is Nightshade. Yo, don't call her cherry tomato. She look like Paisley Tinkle, but poisonous like torpedo. She says her hair got attacked cause it's black and it's blue. She got the Johnny the homicidal maniac tattoo. Legs deep in the boots all up on the heels. Yes, the kind to make a certain type of fetish squeal. The ordeal I endure this close to her splendor, besieged by my shyness. Tried this, I surrender and render my intentions in the usual way. Home alone, suicide girls up on the cathode ray. Goth girls are the girls that go to see the nerdcore rapper with the geeked out flow at the show. You can see the black lace on parade. I met 100 dozen of them, but I ain't got laid. My woman tell me that I shouldn't be coveting. I tell her, yo, you better get in a covenant. It's like, eek, I get to sleep on the couch for a week, all watching old Elvira videos on TV. Yeah, he, laugh it up. You don't live like I do, at the mercy of any sister with wrist scars and black eye glue. I've tried to get into cheerleaders and failed. Banana repugnant and tan, so bland and so stale. Fill myself at the local cafe like a clover. Thumb through Camus in French, which I can't read, but so what? I think the goth could flower in nerdcore's embrace. I mean, I converted Edward Gorey's lettering into a typeface. Befriended vampires on LJ and MySpace. Even put that spooky echo filter on the bass. But I can't talk to goth girls, I just stare and stammer. My name is MC Frammer. Damn her if she giggle, damn her double if she laugh. Goth girls like it when you double damn it twice fast. Goth girls are the girls that go to see the nerdcore rapper with the geeked out flow at the show. You can see the black lace on parade. I met 100 dozen of them, but I ain't got laid. Goth girls are the girls that got their soul stuck somewhere between the kettle and pot. Frontalot, been enamored of them since I was young. Met 100 dozen of them, never ever humped one.
We're coming, America. Ooh. When I'm stuck here all alone.
These are the AirWreckRadio interviews.
Welcome back to AirWreck Radio. Thank you for listening. Could I have said that any faster?
You certainly fired it off.
Welcome back to AirWreck Radio. Thank you for listening to our podcast.
So,
listen, we had a guest scheduled for tonight. Scheduled and then confirmed.
funny story.
Funny story about that. Same thing happened to the space show. Scheduling fell apart.
That was, that time, the space show, completely my fault.
That was the guy who did the scheduling's fault. This time it was not. It was Talent's
not my fault. They said they're going to be here, they're not here, but they gave us a CD, so what we're going to do something a little special for you tonight.
Alright, maybe not dirtbags, but they're dirtbags.
Maybe we're going to do, maybe it'll be good, maybe it'll be bad.
I don't know, we're going to try something new.
It's going to be AirWreck Radio listening.
That's what we do.
To the first 6 tracks of our not so much guest tonight, Wasted Desire.
So let's do this nice and organized, on top of the fact that, we don't know how to do that. Start the song, introduce the song with the title, do that, and the next song comes up.
Song by song like that, or?
You gotta give them the name of the song. Even you talk over it. Like, you know what I mean? You don't even have to stop and say, alright, the next song up. But, when the first song comes up, say, okay, we're Walk Away by Wasted Desire. When the second song comes up, say...
But since you did it, here it is.
Alright, beautiful.
What if we knew what we were doing?
We don't know what we're doing, but that's why we're doing this. I gotta tell you, first track in the CD's gotta be the strongest one, right?
I certainly think it's got a nice come-in. It's very like...
Wow, is this Dave Matthews?
No.
That is really...
Nope.
That is an observation to be made, though.
Not Dave Matthews.
Good vocals, other than I've heard it before. But I like it.
It's an original song. You haven't heard it before. You've heard the style of music before.
Yeah. Thank you for specifying. And being specific.
It's the most unnatural thing we've ever done on this show.
Sit
quietly in a room with headphones on.
Yeah.
If we did that all the time, nobody would listen.
Ever. I tell you, I can hear it on the radio. I really could.
Absolutely. I dig this music.
But I kind of dig it too, but it's a little drony. The first verse was a little... That was my voice.
It's your voice back.
You're a cocksucker.
Oh, whatever.
Well, if you don't want me to critique the shit, I'm going to critique you. You suck cocks. Well, that's what happens when you listen to an album. Old school, baby, old school. Just chill and listen to an album. Cooked oversized headphones. Who'd have thought that this was radio? Well, we know how much I love it when somebody else does the work for me.
You're going to have a bitch of a time editing this.
Why?
Because I'm going to say something really specific eventually, and you're going to be like, there it is, I can line them up here. But maybe I'll stutter just to screw with you.
You're purposely giving me a hard time editing? Is this what this is just going to resort to?
Maybe. I don't know. We got
us doing the show over an album?
We got another couple of songs to go. That was Walk Away by the band Wasted Desire. Up next is their song What If. I think that we'll just
What if I?
Oh, you're right. My screen is much further away from me than it
Than
usually
the CD
is.
case I'm holding.
Also that. So here's What If I. How about we just we'll just sit back and listen to this one and see if we want to continue on to the third song from there. Yes, no, maybe so?
Just play the song, and we'll figure out what the hell's happening.
Oh, fine. What if I play the song?
Doesn't have to be that polished. They can hear us just suck. It's okay. We're leaving all this in, dude. This is the most unnatural and natural thing we've ever done.
It could be.
This is the tune that I liked.
Yeah, this one's really smooth. I dig this one. It's
kind of got a jazzy thing to it. This was the tune that I really liked. Yeah, I was hoping when he said he was bringing somebody, I was hoping he was going to be the backup singer.
How do you know that's not also the drummer?
Oh, hey, well, maybe. It's got to be hard to sing that soulfully and drum.
Maybe they multi-track.
What do you do when you're live? Apparently they don't do live.
I don't know if they do live. I mean, I happen to notice that they're not here right now.
Apparently they don't do recorded.
What if you go to see these guys and this is what you get? You walk into the bar and the stereo's just on the stage.
Somebody walks out on stage in a tuxedo with an 80s boombox, sets it on a stool, puts a cassette in, and presses play. The guy in the tuxedo stand next to the jukebox, the boombox, the whole time, staring at the crowd.
He's got to stand at ease, but bob his head to the crowd.
Point once in a while. That's great. We just did this guy's show for him. Nobody else seen it before ever. People will love it.
Except he's not here.
Well, he'll listen to the show. Maybe? No? Probably not.
Maybe I won't give him the show. I'll be like, you can't listen to it. There's got to be a way to deny that access.
No. As many places as we put this show for people to find it.
Yes.
Everybody on Earth can find this show one way or another, dude. Like I had the solution for your Afghani friends. Does YouTube work in Afghanistan? If YouTube works in Afghanistan, which I'm pretty sure it does, they can catch our show, AirWreck Radio.
Well, there you go.
The whole show uploads to YouTube every week. In the entirety, all 3 hours.
I'll have to find out.
Benefit of being on Spreaker. I really do dig this tune. I don't know what it's about still. But a lot of this music, you don't need to know what it's about. It's just on.
I'm pretty sure it's got words that he wrote.
That are meaningful and are important to him. And if he were here, he could explain them to me.
I guess.
But he's not here. Because he stiffed us. He stiffed us one good, partner.
You know what? You're right. Screw it. I think it's time for girl news.
Today in girl news, we wrote a song. Black socks, they never get dirty. The longer you wear them, the cleaner they get.
That was girl news. Thanks for joining us. I love girl news.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of my favorite segments. That's what I needed the 2 seconds for, was just to throw the noise in.
This is pretty good. I'll take some girl news.
So, you don't want to do this no more? This game's over with you?
Nope, I quit.
All right. Find these motherfuckers on our AirWreckRadio.com. As we get information, we'll update it.
Yeah, we have some music up for them. Hopefully we'll get them in again sometime.
If we don't, we don't. Whatever.
If we don't,
whatever.
Their CD's really good. I will say that. They're musicians. They make very good music.
And you get to watch us for the first time here on AirWreck Radio get stiffed. Stuck it right in our bungholes.
We got boned.
boned.
Like a transgender student in California.
Oh, with the locker room? Are we updating
Actually,
locker room issues or what?
No, I was just going to rehash them because it was still on my computer screen. We got to talk about something.
Yeah, fair enough. Throw it out there. I don't give a fuck.
In case you missed it, while 4 adult men yelled in the garage last week, at least
the Hideaway Brewery Performance Studios, not the garage, you unceremonious dick.
You're right. At least at some point, one of each of these 4 people was talking about this news story.
The transgender teens in locker
California.
Rooms. Oh, yeah, but I made my point, and I think, our new friend on Twitter, who I will totally look up his name now in order to kiss their ass, shit.
In a bucket.
Yeah, one of those things. Luis Rosario, at Luis_R84, he quoted it on Twitter, on his Twitter, when John said, we said something, and I said I'd dress up as a pretty girl, and I'd even shave my face for you, big boy. I said this to John. Well, Luis Rosario enjoyed that immensely.
Yeah.
Luis. Can I be any whiter? Luis.
Isn't it Louis?
It's Luis.
Isn't it Louis?
Luis is Luis, not Louis.
I thought it was Alouette.
That's French.
So's Louis.
I'm pretty sure Luis Rosario is not a French name.
I don't know.
Well, if you're listening, Luis, we love you. Thank you for listening.
Absolutely.
All right. What's the matter with transgender people? Tell the people the story that didn't check us out last week.
Nah, I'm pretty sure we told it already twice now. They transgender students can now.
No, we rambled. We didn't tell anybody anything.
In California, can now choose which locker room they want to use.
I
just think that's weird. It's just weird.
I think it's stupid. I said it on last week's show, and I'll say it again for the new listeners. I'm a pretty girl, and I will put a pretty wig on for you, and as long as I can stare at the cheerleaders' boobies when I'm 17 years old, I'm a pretty girl, and I will do a pretty girl dance for you.
I think that you must have to be more convincing than that. I just really believe that.
Show with my goatee and basketball shorts with a blonde wig on. I'm a fucking pretty girl. Let me in. Is that not where you wanted to go with this story? Because that's where I just naturally felt gravitated to.
You had a follow-up that was good. And
you lost it?
I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, well, that's the nature of the beast, isn't it? You're always trying to come up with the next cute line, and sometimes you lose that fucker.
No, I had another story that went with this one, but I didn't write it down.
Oh, no, sticky notes.
Yeah, it's not a sticky note.
Well, that's why you failed.
Somewhere,
your sticky note system fails
I think in
you,
Australia, somewhere, and I think it's Australia,
mm-hmm.
They decided that you don't have to choose your child's gender at birth anymore. You can choose what's called third gender. And what this is because not everybody's born with like a full set of goodies. Some people have like a little bit of one goodies and a little bit of the other goodies.
And it's true, and I learned on a podcast that the difference between men and women genetically is infinitesimally different.
Yeah.
Like, and the example was if you look at a chameleon and you look at a male chameleon and a female chameleon, you couldn't tell the difference between the two of them.
No, because they both look like the wall.
But they can tell the difference between a male and a female chameleon, just like you can tell to you a woman is strikingly different from a man. But like for an alien species looking down on us, for example, they'd have a hard time distinguishing which one's the female and which one's the male. It would take them a little while.
Sometimes
to do
we have
study
trouble with that in babies.
Well, I'm saying, so maybe they're not too far off. Genetically, we're not that different, males and females, so maybe what they're doing is creepy. This is creepy. I'm sorry. I tried to give them the benefit of the doubt. Like, scientifically...
Wait, which one? The California lockers or the transgender babies?
Transgender babies. Locker rooms, less creepy, more stupid. Transgender babies, more creepy.
Well, sure, it's creepy, but it happens to people. So, like, you gotta account for, like, that, I guess, because otherwise you end up with people that are like, I feel like a man, but I'm a girl or something. I don't know. It's weird.
Sorry, I was...
But what if it was because they hacked off your goodies? The wrong goodies. What if, like,
I
at
like
birth-
my goodies.
You do. Lucky you.
Yeah, it's true.
You won the goodies lottery. That so many people win, at least mostly.
49%. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, ladies. I'm sorry, ladies.
49% of what?
Human beings win the genetic lottery. They're born men. And that's where the joke was. I'm sorry, ladies. I'm sorry, ladies. I'm sorry, ladies.
That's terrible.
Yes.
Breaks my heart. That's really all the transgender stuff I had.
It's all the transgender shit you have?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wanted to spend hours talking about transgenders. Well, let's look up some videos on YouTube about this subject. Go ahead, say some of that in your fucking Google.
T. Oh, there it is.
Good boy.
That's probably not true.
Good boy.
Because I recently had to search a Tennessee judge.
Oh. Did you search for her under the parameters that I laid for? I'm not going to do it again.
That would have got a terrible image search.
In Iowa, a man who had his name legally changed to Bizao Dudu Zopidi Bop 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 is facing 5 years in prison after an arrest on drug possession charges. Bizo, 32 years old, was arrested July 20th in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, when police said they observed the turquoise minivan weaving between lanes. Police also reported finding more than a half ounce of marijuana. Sounds like a weekend. During a search of the vehicle. That's right. Bizo Doo-doo So Bitty Bop 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 is in big doo-doo.
I am so glad. Oh, no.
The headline tagged me, dude. I couldn't help it.
That's great. So, sometimes it's okay to profile people. And that guy, I'm glad he's in jail.
Did we talk about profiling already?
We did.
We did. Well, guess what? Profile your ass behind bars. Zooby dooby dooby shooby dooby dooby.
Dooby bop bop bop. What the fuck kind of stupid? That should have raised a red flag, right? I gotta say, when somebody shows up at the name-changing office...
Hey, we already did the name-changing story today, too, so that's great.
With Zebadoo Skippity Beepop.
Whatever the fuck this guy's name is. I closed the story. Whatever. Fucking shooby dooby doo-wop. This fucking guy.
That should red flag some people. Somebody somewhere should be like, yeah, I think this guy's worth investigating. That's when the NSA should step in and be like, this is what we're here for.
Because this motherfucker's out his mind.
Some comic book studio needs to come up with NSA Man.
Why some comic book studio? I think some guy that I know just came up with $1 million idea.
Well, I'm not drawing it, but it could totally be
about, you could sell the idea for $100,000. Somebody else could make $1 million on it.
It could totally be about this guy that dresses up in tights with an NSA and a cape.
Listen, as much as I'm all for Continent is King, I'm not going to look at you and say you don't actually have something here. I wouldn't talk too much. I'm not joking. You might have a pitch here, dude.
Yeah.
It's a cute idea.
I'm pitching it now.
Somebody's going to steal that shit and pitch it to the right people. You're pitching it to wreckheads who are going to be like, ha ha ha, one of these wreckhead scumbags.
I want to.
Is that our listeners? One of these assholes is going to take your idea and take it to a fucking illustrator. It's all you, baby.
Point out that the benefit of saying this into a recording device is that I'll remember it.
Oh, that's also a very good point.
Yeah. I'm sure it was a good idea, though. I feel like it might have.
I got one more headline for you.
Good. I hope it's as good as Skippity Doo-Wop.
Quote. Facebook ignored the bug I found until I used it to hack Zuckerberg's profile. This week, somebody hacked Mark Zuckerberg, inventor of Facebook.
Yeah.
Profile. Just because, like, this guy found a bug in the programming.
Yeah.
Told this dude out of the goodness of his heart, hey, guys, you missed this little hole here.
Yeah.
Here's a hole for you.
I found a way in. Fix it.
And they said, piss off. We don't need your suggestions. He said, okay. Here you go.
Good for him.
I don't know the full details of the story.
Was his name Edward Snowden by any chance? Or was he just the Edward Snowden that's in all of us?
His big complaint was how easy it was to do it. Like, his complaint was like that a 5th grader could have done it.
Yeah.
And that they need to fix it because anybody's Facebook is as vulnerable as Mark Zuckerberg's.
That's true. He probably doesn't have any better password and email address.
No, he's got the same account everybody else does.
Right.
Just more news banter for you.
You know who else got hacked?
Who got hacked?
By a bunch of do-gooding hackers.
Yeah.
Why, the iPhone.
Oh God!
They put malware.
Fucking thing
in an app that passed the iTunes thing.
Oh, cool! So we got malware in the iTunes store, and it fucks podcasts.
Well, they did it on purpose.
Great. They invented podcasts, by the way. It's called what? Podcasts.
Yeah.
All right. Just want to point that out real quick.
On the upside, it was good people that did it. They did it as a test, and they told everybody. They told everybody back in March, and it's coming out now. So it's like wrapped up. It's fixed.
That is one thing Apple's on. If they do find a hole, they're on it, baby.
Yeah.
They're solving this shit.
And nothing's perfect.
No, there's going to be holes.
This device or this app was hidden as a news app, but once installed, it would recombine and or whatever. I don't know what computers do. It would magic into. It would
recombine. Is it Terminator 3? Is that what it is?
It was something about how it would start writing code that would allow it to control the user's camera, access the user's memory, and send texts and tweets.
Tweets?
Yeah. Weird, right? Tweets.
Speaking of tweets, if you've been on the Twitter, because I know you were on the Twitter following AirWreckRadio and AWR Stace Ghost.
Yes.
While you were there, and I know you were there doing it, you might have noticed the hashtag iPhone Gold.
Yeah. What's that about?
iPhone Gold.
Is that the one with the antivirus that iPhones need now? Or no?
No.
Ah, bummer.
No. The internet on Monday lit up over reports that the next iPhone, set for unveiling September 10th, could be available in black, white, and gold. Gold!
Like yellow, right?
No. Gold. If Apple does indeed launch a gold iPhone, it would be the first color added to the iconic device since its debut in 2007. Color and precious mineral. Gold.
Gold plating.
What's gold plating made out of?
Well, gold, but it's very much less gold than like if it was solid.
I'm sure you're absolutely correct. I'm sure it is gold plating and it's not solid gold. If it were solid gold, I'd be less disgusted as I would be literally angry, and I would wait until the launch for all those douchebags who stand out front of the iPhone store for 3 days. I would stand at the front of that line, and as they went in to get their iPhone Gold, as they came out, I'd say, let me see your gold phone. Smash! And I punch me in the fucking face.
It'd still be a gold phone.
You piece of shit, I take the gold phone. You piece of shit, I'm done. I'm done. If they're using real gold to plate an iPhone, I'm done. I'm over. I'm done. I've been an iPhone supporter for years. I'm done. Fuck them. This is what I'm done. Fucking, this is gross, just negligence as a human being. This is the addition of gold. I'm sorry. The addition of gold would not be a big deal here, but huge in China. Says Tim Bajarn, an analyst of creative strategies. The market is driven by colors, and gold means good luck in China, says Bajarn. Apple is expected to introduce both a successor to the iPhone 5 and a lower price plastic iPhone for cost-conscious consumers at the September event, at the same releasing of the golden iPhone. The golden iPhone.
Well, they're releasing a cheaper one, too.
The golden iPhone. The golden iPhone.
I don't understand. Are you surprised by this?
I'm disgusted by this. I'm literally, personally disgusted. I swear to God. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. Maybe I have no faith in people and I'm reading it wrong. Maybe it won't actually be a real gold.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be gold-plated. Gold plating is not expensive at all.
I'm sure it won't actually be. I'm wrong. I have to be wrong. It will not be. The case of this phone will not be plated in gold. AU, the periodic symbol for gold.
I bet Oprah's will be.
It will not happen. It can't. It can't. If this civilization is going to exist any further, they cannot use one of the most precious minerals in the universe, as taught by Dr. Tom, to plate your fucking iPhone, you unrealistic, fucking irresponsible pieces of shit.
I'd like to point out that in order
go on.
to gold plate the back of an iPhone, just to give you an idea, it would take considerably less gold than a cross.
Actually constructing an iPhone, probably.
No, than the amount of gold used in like a cross that you might wear around your neck.
Look who you're talking to. Do I have any jewelry?
No, but a lot of people do. What, are they all fucking idiots? Or is it a precious metal because we both covet it and it's super useful? A lot of people wear gold jewelry. This is just a piece of gold augmented. Is it a little opulent? Oh, it's like, I don't know, it's like a gold Mercedes-Benz, only it's not that stupid.
Almost.
It's more affordably that stupid.
But past that, while you're talking about the jewelry, I want you to observe silence from my big fat fuck mouth. I'm not isolating that big a demographic. Gold's usefulness is so far beyond, shiny, that it almost annoys me that people use it for, shiny, around their neck. When it could be, that bit of gold could be passing information much faster than other metals.
Uh-huh. Cows could be eating grass and happy, but instead
Silence.
we
Silence.
kill them to make burgers out of them.
I said I was going to be quiet about this and not alienate people. Move on to the next story, Stacy.
I don't have a next
Get me
story,
off
Cory.
gold,
Can't do
Stace. You don't have another story.
No, we exhausted my stories because I had a guest that failed.
Well, then let's hit the big one. There's a place next to a parking lot.
There's a place south of France where the Egypt ladies dance.
That we're going to make into a fucking parking lot.
Well, I don't think we are.
Somebody needs to.
The American
Oh, no,
people,
that's your point of view, not mine. I'm sorry, I got confused.
the American people have no appetite for getting involved in this Egypt situation. It's been a decade of war. We're done. Just get our fucking guys home, I think even if that's not the sentiment, people are still like, we don't need another war. This isn't our war. This is their war.
Right. That's true.
1,000 people died this past week. A little less than 1,000, but still 1,000 people. Egypt's a fucking mess.
Is that all you have? I saw, you nodded to me, and I just went for the uncomfortable silence.
Yes, you did.
I'm sorry! Ask me why I'm sorry.
Why are you sorry?
The opinion that I had several episodes of AirWreckRadio ago was that the world could look to Egypt as an example of responsible upheaval on a federal government level. Well, now they're killing people. Now people are dying.
Egypt was a
and I take that all back.
dictatorship, not too terribly long ago. This is not a country that really has...
Oh! Speaking of that, I'm sorry, go on. I'm sorry, my fault.
This is not a country that really has our sense of entitlement to the minority. In Egypt, the ruling class has historically ruled absolutely. So it's not a huge surprise that this first crack at democracy didn't really work out. It's such an ugly situation.
I hate when the blood is bloodshed, unneeded innocent bloodshed. That's
Nobody
the
should
word I'm
die.
looking for. Not over politics. Not over politics. And it's the number 2 reason historically people die.
Is that true?
In my head.
Okay.
I don't have that information, but I'm going to say number 2, politics. Number 3, number 1, religion.
That's very broad. I mean, you can't like God to death.
Well, you can, because 1 and 2 are literally the same thing most of the times. What I owed about, because it popped in my head, and sometimes light bulb goes off and you react to it. Oh yeah. Here's a headline from 58 minutes ago.
Oh.
As it loads on the world's greatest internet connection we have. Egypt arrests Brotherhood spiritual leader. Semicolon. Mubarak to be released. Ooh, President Mubarak?
No. The president was...
Yeah.
Oh, wait. No, somebody got released today. And all I can think is Asif Mandi, the guy from The Daily Show, but it wasn't him.
Early
That's
Monday,
wrong.
Early Monday, an Egyptian court granted bond to the country's former autocratic ruler, Hassani Mubarak.
Not Morsi, though.
No, not Morsi, not the
president, yeah.
newest, the old guy,
Yeah.
the first guy we threw out of office.
Not the guy the military recently threw out of office. Morsi. Not him.
Hosni Mubarak, raising the prospect that he could be released from jail within days. Mubarak, 85, has been in poor health, and he still faces a host of legal problems, including a new trial related to the deaths of protesters in 2011, and that ended his 3-decade rule as president. So,
kind of a weird move.
The big bad wolf is getting out of jail.
Just in time.
For every pissed off motherfucker on Earth to know about it. In his Earth, in his planet, and what's important to him.
Yeah.
To know about it. Yeah.
I'll tell you. I don't care who you are. Stay the hell out of Egypt right now. You don't want it.
No, you've no interest in being any part of this.
You know what I do want, though, out of Egypt?
What do you want out of Egypt, brother?
I want our $108 billion to stop going there.
100 what now? What? To steal a line from another radio show, and I hope somebody calls me on it someday that we're that popular. Is that in pesos?
Nope, that's in U.S. dollars.
Shit.
Yeah, our.
Thank
US
you,
dollars.
not Sam.
We give them to, you give money. It's how you build a global network. You give the money about. But in this case, the only reason that we're still giving them money is that we haven't called it a coup yet, which is because we want to maintain some. It's a politically important strategic place to our current long-term plans of continued war and control.
Continued dominance.
Unfortunately, that plan seems a little unstable these days. It's a little unsustainable, is what it is, and I think people are tired of it, and it's time to bring America back. This is not our thing. I started out with that, and I'm still with that. This is not our thing. This Egypt deal. It's good to see somebody making decisions out there that don't involve us being like, yeah, we have to go get in there.
And not everything that we observe has to be our thing, though. Like, we can sit back and look at things that aren't our thing.
Right.
We part of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You follow me at all?
But I want our $108 billion to stop going there.
That's...
They say, well, we'll just get the money from somewhere else.
$108 billion.
Yeah.
That's a lot of numbers that I don't understand.
I would like to point out that it may be $1.8 billion. Either way.
That sounds way more reasonable.
It's still...
I mean, $1.8 billion is still a lot of money, but that sounds like a way big number.
Either number it is a way big number.
It's too much.
And
Either
you
way.
could say
Either
that,
way.
like, the big proponents say, well, they're just going to get it from somewhere else. You know, Iran would love to finance them, and I'm like, well, so let them. What we don't we just got $1.8 billion just kicking around. We were already going to spend it. Let's spend it on roads and infrastructure and stuff like that.
And things like that, and things.
Yeah.
And such and things.
Better healthcare. That's not Obamacare, because that's terrible.
So to wrap it up, final thoughts on Egypt?
Stay the hell out of Egypt.
Good point. Thank you for joining us on AirWreck Radio. We're going to leave you to break. Mostly because I have to pee.
Congratulations.
Woo! Thank you for joining us on AirWreck Radio. Please continue to check out the rest of the show and give us all the support and love you have on the Facebooks and the Twitters. Check out AirWreckRadio.com for your listening and viewing pleasures. Any more? If you're a Wreckhead and you listened last week, you will notice that we did not do any plugs. So guess what we're making up for this week?
Plugs!
Please vote for AirWreck Radio as your favorite podcast in Rochester, New York, 2013. RochesterCityNews.com. Go there, click Best of 13, vote for at least 40
of them.
40 of them. If you're not from Rochester, make it up.
Vote for AirWreck Radio for all of your 40.
That's fine for me, too. Yeah, if you're not from Rochester and you don't know what to answer, vote AirWreck Radio for all 113 categories.
I think I have to do another one of those surveys.
Control pace.
Probably be faster.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us on AirWreck Radio. Check us out in all the places I just mentioned. See you back in a couple minutes. Goodbye.
Finally, a show for the people. Men of such sensitivity and caring.
And I'm sorry to any of our black listeners.
We have black listeners.
Men of such professionalism and style.
Clearly I fucked up. Ah! I thought that's what it looked like when you were in control.
Alright, now shut up.
Men of integrity.
I was more worried about midget porn, but you have a good point about,
I was trying to be, to reach the broader audience than the...
I don't do that.
And men of courage.
You fucking kidding me? Oh my god, we're terrible at this.
It can only be AirWreckRadio.
It's late in the afternoon, the sun rising high. There's nothing to do around here, and if there was, well, I wouldn't try. Taking my comforts, taking good care of me. Sitting down in my easy chair, taking a sip of my sassafras tea.
Thanks for joining us tonight on AirWreck Radio. I think we both hope that you enjoyed the show we've put forth before you. And if you haven't, we hope that you listen again and again and again and again. Anyways, you vote for us 40 times or more on the on the newspaper thing. Join us on Twitter, join us on Facebook. Cory, any final thoughts?
Goodbye.
Toodaloo.
Take a big sip of my sassafras tea.
I'd like to extend a very special thanks to Kevin McLeod, Incompetech.com, freesounds.org, Audacity Software, GIMP graphic editors, all our band friends, our guests tonight, my dear friend Stacy, and all you, our loyal listeners.
I guess I should shake a leg, climb in my car and roll downtown. Check out the city lights, all decked out in a tux and a tie. But I'm sitting in my easy chair, taking a sip of my sassafras tea. Now wouldn't you know it, oh, here comes my neighbor Jim. He got the willies and the worries on his mind, and the weight of the world putting pressure on his spine. Well, I got the solution.